The first sound was too sharp to be real. We were tearing apart the rotting frame of her house, the one my sister-in-law abandoned after the move. Nails shrieked out of wood. Dust bled from the drywall. Then, beneath the crash of hammer and crowbar, I heard it. A voice. Small. Fragile. Help. The word froze me mid-swing. My grip tightened around the handle. My brother glanced at me, but I said nothing. Instead, I followed the sound to the floorboards. Old wood, warped and stained. One section rang hollow when I struck it. A basement. Hidden. We pulled until the boards gave way. A ladder descended into darkness. The smell rose first. Damp, mold, and something far worse. Then the beam of my flashlight found him. A boy. Small frame. Familiar face. My nephew. But he had died 3 years ago. That accident. That coffin. The way my sister-in-law cried harder than anyone. I stared down at the impossible, and the impossible stared back. Grief makes you doubt your own senses, but I wasn't grieving anymore. I had buried that version of myself long ago. Yet there he was, my brother's son. Or at least, that's what we had been told. Her son. He clung to the shadows as if they were safer than us. The words came out broken, but clear enough. She said, "Don't tell, Daddy." The world inside me shifted. My breath turned mechanical. "Don't tell Daddy." The phrase tore open a wound I didn't know still existed. When he finally stepped into the light, the truth sharpened like glass. His eyes, blue, piercing, wrong. Not my brother's, not ours. I knew that color. I had seen it too many times, staring back from another man's face. Her friend, the one she swore was harmless. I said nothing. Not yet. But the betrayal cracked through me in silence, sharp and unforgiving. I played my role well, the supportive brother, the helper, the silent observer. But every night, the boy's eyes followed me in memory. A reflection that didn't belong, a secret too heavy to bury again. I started with the obvious, old phone records, calls at midnight, deleted messages half recovered from backups she thought were gone. Her name tangled with his, month after month. Then the photographs, ordinary on the surface, but the small details betrayed her. A glance too warm, a hand brushing too close, shadows where they shouldn't be. I ordered the test quietly, a toothbrush left in the bathroom, a hair from her brush. DNA doesn't lie, even when people do. I lived each day in calculated patience, smiled when I had to, helped her pack boxes, carried furniture, spoke of trivial things. She never noticed my silence growing sharper, more precise. Inside, though, the rage coiled tight. Not the wild kind, the controlled kind. The kind that waits until the exact moment the knife will cut deepest. The envelope arrived on a Wednesday, plain, unmarked, final. I opened it alone, as though the paper itself might scream. But it didn't. It simply told the truth. He was not my brother's child. Her lies stretched back years, through vows and dinners and graveside tears. She had played us all, weaving her double life into silence. That night, I walked into the kitchen where she sat scrolling her phone. I placed the envelope on the table. No words, no anger, just the evidence. She opened it, eyes darting, face unraveling. Her lips trembled, but I didn't move. Finally, a whisper, "You don't understand." But I did. I understood perfectly. I let her speak. Half sentences, excuses, broken logic. I watched her drown in her own unraveling. When she asked me what I would do, I simply leaned forward. Calm, detached. I already did it. Her eyes widened. I told her the boy was safe now, with people who deserved him. People who would never use him as a shield, a pawn, a lie. The silence that followed crushed her louder than any scream. She realized then, Her control was gone. Every string she had pulled had snapped in her own hands. And I hadn't raised my voice once. I left her there, mouth open, eyes hollow, hands shaking over papers that proved everything. Outside, the air felt sharper, cleaner. I thought of the boy, his voice calling from beneath the floor, his eyes, blue, unhidden now. He would grow knowing the truth, not her stories. I felt no pity, no sadness, just clarity. Some truths are knives, others are keys. This one was both. And as I walked away from the ruin she called a home, I knew one thing with absolute certainty. She would never bury another secret again.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.